So temporal lobe epilepsy is seizures that arise from the temporal lobe of the brain, either the right side or the left side.
We're going to hold the brain for you.
So where they come from over here or over here, and they are repetitive. And why don't you talk about what symptoms they have?
The temporal lobe is important because this is the area of the brain that a lot of language is in here. Memory and processing and even emotions come from the temporal lobe. This is a very delicate area because if you have too many seizures, it can actually scar the area in the brain, or you can be born with a scar, or even infection can affect the temporal lobe.
And often people who have had a history of febrile seizures or prolonged seizures over a period of time will have part of the temporal lobe become smaller over time and then more prone to generate more seizures.
What's interesting about temporal lobes seizures is that they can start out not looking like the seizures you think of with jerking or twitching. They could be confusion, mumbling, feeling funny gastric uprisings, anxiety, deja vu.
A deja vu feeling is very common, stomach upset, and what happens with these temporal lobe seizures is people will often mistake them for something else, like a psychiatric disorder, panic, anxiety, and they don't get treated for a long time because people don't realize that they're actually seizures.
And part of temporal lobe seizures is they start in this area and then they spread to other areas of the brain, and that's when you can see the jerking and twitching.
Right, so it starts late in the process.
So this is what we call a partial complex seizure, where they start in one area of the brain, the temporal lobe. You get these funny feelings and sensations, whether it's fear, anxiety, deja vu, confusion, memory issues, and then it can spread into other areas of the brain and spread. So that's a typical example of a partial complex seizure that comes from the temporal lobe.